Back? Alright. So I'm looking at my phone for chat, because apparently all the stream stuff died.
TikTok is now online.
End of line.
Let me do this and this. And then the chat updates, maybe. Do I need to refresh that page? I don't know why I would need to. It shouldn't just automatically call out, but whatever, just in case. All right. I think I just need to do this. Yeah, that worked. Okay. All right. Hello. Today is audio issues.
Oh, the start of the stream.
End of line.
Okay, how is audio there? And Chloe, thank you for the 100. All right, I'm gonna guess that refresh if your audio is bad. Oh, it was client side? That's weird. All right. All right. We're all good. Nothing like a good old-fashioned ISP issue to start. Robotics still? Fine here. Okay. Apparently refresh your streams. Going between robotic and fine. Huh. I can restart the FFmpeg server, I guess. Alright, I will be back again in a moment. Oh, hold on. There are people who have had perfectly consistent audio. Let me confirm that. And then maybe everyone else just refresh. Fine here. Alright, then I'm not gonna mess with it. Okay, everyone else refresh. Had to swap out the bottom. It's, jeez. Alright, well, today is, software as a distraction. So, we're working more on the WebSocket stuff. And yeah, so also just had a little weird mini thing. Those of you who live in not deserts, maybe you might have an idea what this is, but I just saw this thing crawling across my desk and I don't know what that is. I caught it and froze it in case something weird has happened in there, because that's more than a little concerning. So that's cool. My guess is it's a mite, but it could be a tick, so that's fun. No more. Yeah, I know, right? So it's the size of like a poppy seed on a bun or something. Yeah, I don't know. 8 legs equals spider. 8 legs equals arachnid. Scorpions have 8 legs. Kill it with fire. I froze it so that it could potentially be identified later if I need like Lyme disease treatment or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm guessing it's a mite based on the body shape, but it could jump. So I don't know. But yeah, that's fun that that's apparently in Arizona. All right. Stream is my distraction. Got 6 feet of snow. Town was largely shut down. So, all right. Let me go over where we're at. All right. So I've been working on the software more. That's behind the chat. Hold on. Yeah, right there. Okay. Okay, so I'll just refresh. This is a tick for the forest. I don't live anywhere near a forest. I'm not kidding. I was trying to determine which keys are the ones that I use the most on my keyboard by looking at how much dust there are, because that's just the kind of day that it is today. And I just happened to see it crawl out from under the keyboard. So, I don't know. Hecubus better is contacting your local Fish and Wildlife location. I've actually done that before when encountering a camel spider, because that was the freakiest looking thing I ever seen. In the end, he was the coolest thing. So keyboard might, yeah. Now the flying spaghetti monster, it kind of looked like that, yeah. The thing that really weirds me out is how, like, I think the leg shape is super cool. I think it looked kind of awesome, but also kind of scary. So anyway. Yeah, okay, here. The code we've been working on. You found the bug, yeah. Okay, so we have sender name, and then we have message. Twice 20 in each school. You want to see freaky? I don't know. Have you seen what a Sulfugen is like? Dude, I'm not like, holy moly, they are monsters. Give it a cricket, it catches it in its pincers, and then it just shears it apart. They are brutal. Anyway, we can send a thing here, all right, and then it gets added. Boom, that's the chat log, all right. If I connected another client, they could come in here and send something or whatever. But you'll notice that we have a channel thing up here now. So what I am currently working on implementing is an ability to subscribe to specific events instead of broadcasts. That way we could do, server to client communication unprompted, because, that's kind of the whole point. So if we do load channel 2, boom, we can see down here, it's showing only messages from channel 2. We can also change to channel blah, 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 blah. And then it only loads messages, these ones, that are like that. Now, what I'm currently working on over here is implementing subscriptions so that the client WebSocket thing can subscribe to a particular event thing, and then the server will send that unprompted to the client. So I'm working on that right now. The idea here is, in this code, the load channel button, if I go back over to here, will perform a JSON request. This is also pretty sweet, by the way. I'll show you this in a second. It performs a JSON request to an API JSON thing to just directly get the data, and then it builds up the HTML from there. But then it also subscribes to a WebSocket to receive updates. So I think I'm going to have a couple of paradigms for this. One, forms will always be sent via post to an endpoint. That way there is always something like this on the back end, and that makes it a more reliable API that's a little more easy to communicate with different applications. So say I wanted to just do a curl, I could do that. So yeah, he's still working on the CD robot. This is building towards the CD robot, but right now this is more foundational. So, yes, tangentially, yes, that is, yeah. Basically, this is going to be the new core structure for the CD robot code, but for right now, it is just test code so that I can learn how to do this stuff. Because this is all not something that I've done before. So trying to figure out a side channel data over WebSockets and better prepare and send large data chunks is something I'm working on. On sending large data chunks, check this out. Okay, so I've wrapped the JSON fetch thing, and I'm only doing that because I'm kind of tired of having to remember to do all of this nonsense. So it's basically just a fetch that has all of that applied already. But then we go down here. We have document get element by ID channel list. That is the element over here. All right. It's this div right there. And what it does is it replaces the children in that with this list builder output, and it's LD render. This stands for list dictionary render. And what I do with that, we go over here to list builder. All right. Under LD render, which is a static function, it takes a template, a data list, a parent element, and a child element. It then generates the parent element, and I think we can get rid of let data because I kind of figured that out. It iterates through every element of the data list. There are arrays in JSON, but it's like the syntax is like horrible, switching between Python and JavaScript. That's it. I keep wanting to call this JSON too. I'm sorry. I'm just going to use Java or Python syntax terminology because I don't care. Also, anyone know of a JavaScript language server that does not involve NPM or Node or any other stupid JavaScript framework? Because I would love to install one. Anyway, so we take a list of dictionary entries from Python, yes. And then what we do is we use list builder derender. And then what that does is it takes the template, which is a string. So in this case, we provide a string here, and it performs replacements on the keys from the dictionary. So for the key with the parentheticals, the percentage symbols on either side, we replace that with the value of that dictionary. So what I can do is to build this list of messages from that channel. I can just pass a template for what I want each list item to be with the dictionary or the list of dictionary entries, and then it builds all of that up. This is an answer to my question yesterday of how do you do this without it being insane? I forget who, but I kind of appreciate it. He's saying that you could pass regular HTML, which does sound gross, unless you're doing something like this where it actually kind of makes sense. But yeah, so plain vanilla JavaScript, yes. I don't know what TypeScript is either, so I don't know that that's acceptable. Or some kind of, was it RPM or NPM version of that? So anyway, what ends up happening is the code. What did I change over here? I think I just added one indent. Oh, I removed that. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. Okay, so we perform a JSON API fetch, all right, get the data, and then we pass the data to a function that creates an element, and then we replace all of the children in that element with a UL that is built by sending a template and the data. And that builds up this whole section right here. So everything here is generated via this one function call, which is pretty darn sweet. Now, what I want to do is after you click this button that executes this, I want to subscribe this client to a channel for the chat. We're just pretending like this is IRC or whatever. And then we're going to, later, we're going to replace this section here instead of a blank one down here. And then all new updates will only be sent if they match that channel. Except global broadcast ones. I'm going to make it so that if this is empty, then all those messages all go here as well. So, okay, TypeScript is compiled to JavaScript. That's weird. Back from BSOD. Whoa. Avoid TypeScript. You'll hate it for what you're trying to do. It's worth learning at some point, but avoid it for now. I don't know if it's ever going to be worth it. Those who like to type abuse in JavaScript, I don't know. Can you use it in a web browser? Because if you can't, then it has no use to me. Because if I'm doing ghetto programming like this, I'm using Python. If I'm doing web programming, I'm using JavaScript without any libraries, because I don't want to learn libraries. JavaScript is complicated enough. And then if I want like a real program, I'm just going to write it in C++. Okay. Now I have one, hold on. Oh, why is OBS wigging out over there? I don't know. I got one thing, okay, that kind of bugs me. So we're going to do a WebSocket subscribe. So what's going to happen is when this receives over here an event for channel register. It's going to use one of the functions from this to subscribe this instance of the WebSocket thing. It's going to pass its UUID to here and the subscription event. Now, unsubscribing is the more complicated part. And if you like paying assembly, I don't know that I'm ever going to learn assembly. I'm not against that, but I just don't see it in my future. It's bad enough how long this is taking. Can you imagine me trying to learn, assembly or something like on stream? Because it'd be the only way I'd ever do it. All right. Superscript set of JavaScript, basically JavaScript types. It's transpiled to JavaScript. It's incoherent JavaScript. It works special type checking. A lot of work and involves NPM. Yeah. So JavaScript package managers are, I'm going to use the word unfathomable to me. I don't understand why JavaScript started getting used in the back end. I mean, on the one hand, yes, I do understand why, because front end developers wanted to be able to do back end, but now it's ugh. Yeah, Paul Guy, exactly. That's the problem. I don't see how NPM is worse than Python. Because Python is a language that is built to do this. JavaScript is not. Did the parcel arrive yet? No. And to be honest, it's not going to arrive today. I'm just here because there was no way on earth I was driving to my office today. Almost didn't even stream today. But, yeah. Anyway, here's my problem. Okay. Subscription unsubscribes. All right. So what we're going to do is, if data event, all right, it's going to be data event equal subscribe. All right. Then, it's going to call this blah dot WebSocket subscribe. And then it's going to pass probably sub as the thing, and then it's going to pass self.uuid, not that stupid flickery mess. I clicked over someone Discord by accident. UUID. So it's going to do this. All right. Yeah, anyway. Sorry, I'm out of sorts today. This is second pot of coffee. It's that kind of day. No, Chloe, I'm not expecting the package today. I don't even have the phone up watching. Tracking has not updated since it was dropped off at the local distribution center at 3 a.m. yesterday. So I doubt it's going to go out today. Okay, so WebSocket, subscribe, self UUID. Okay, so we do this to subscribe to an event. All right. Then what will happen is, this down here is, let's say, JSON API or something. I don't know. This is going to or no, yeah, send, yes, let's say, it's not my day. Look like FedEx, they don't deliver on Sunday. I'm pretty sure I have had them deliver on Sunday. And yeah, it is. Maybe in your country where they have, like, laws that give people rights, maybe they don't have to. Okay, here's the problem. All right, let me just cut to the chase because I've not fully implemented it. I'm kind of thinking ahead, so I can't point to an exact example of what I'm thinking is going to be the problem. Okay, so we subscribe to the event somewhere down here. The event is going to get called through call sub. So the sub is the subscription data ID. That's it. Is going to be called, and data will be the payload. What it's going to do is it's going to go through the WebSocket client, or it's going to go through the subscriptions, which is going to be a list based on the sub ID. And then for every UUID in there, it uses that to get the UUID of the WebSocket clients that are currently connected and then sends the sub event with the data back. So that's how that's going to work. Here's the problem. When this client disconnects, I need it to unsubscribe over here, and I'm trying to figure out how to have the client unsubscribe without it requiring a full walk through the entirety of the subscription list or dictionary. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe it just should do that to just purge it, but I'm also wondering if maybe the custom WebSocket object here, which is based off of the WebSocket handler up here, perhaps this could have a list of things that it is subscribed to, and then it could use that to target specific subscriptions and then remove itself from those. Or maybe there's a different architecture for this entirely that would avoid this problem. And I haven't divined it yet. Because right now I'm thinking that, well, this is my current thought for this. I don't understand the deets, yay, nay, the problem, closing chat, get solved. Closing chat. I'm not 100% sure what you mean. I did find a different bug after stream, over here. So I was doing fetch 1 on the query that determines whether or not the database was instantiated or initialized, and it was failing on the second time that the software was run after the database was wiped. So I could only run the application once, and then it would fail if I tried to run it again. Turned out that fetch 1 doesn't like clear the cursor result or something if you like leave that scope. So I have to fetch all, and now I have to check if fetch all is an empty list or not, and then that allowed the database to be properly released or whatever. So when you say iterate over everything, what are you referring to? Okay, so there's going to be 2 tracking dictionaries here. WebSocket clients is keyed based on the UUID of the individual client objects up here for the WebSockets. WebSocket subscriptions is keyed based off of the subscription event name, and it contains lists of the UUIDs that refer to these. Now, what I'm concerned about is when the WebSocket disconnect thing is called, which is here. Well, actually, it's, where is it? WebSocket register. Okay, so right here is where WebSocket connections are deleted. We have the UUID, but I need to figure out how to also clear out any WebSocket subscriptions. So that's what I'm trying to determine. So I don't know if having these subscriptions be with the key being the subscription name is the right play, because I cannot directly remove those. So I don't know. Okay. Have we considered junking the entire thing and implementing his 1200 view data BBS? Yeah. So anyway, what I'm looking at is, let's say I don't have the subscriptions object. Okay. Let's say the WebSocket clients have a list of subscriptions here. All right. And then they're stored in the WebSocket handlers themselves. The problem with that is down here, before we delete the WebSocket client, we're going to have to iterate through, well, iterating through this wouldn't actually be a problem. Here's what I'm thinking. Maybe we add this, okay? We add the subs here. We have this list, which is keyed based off of the UUID. And then, or no, it's keyed based off of the subscription names. And then it stores the UUIDs so we can access these. And then these contain the things that they're subscribed to. This kind of bothers me because it feels like the data is a little weird, but maybe it's fine. I don't know. Because let me explain how the workflow for this would work, okay? So the client would be instantiated here. Everything's good. Okay. We run it. All fun. It ends. The connection is severed somehow. All right. The first thing we have to do is unsubscribe the WebSocket client from anything it's subscribed to. So we could we could take this and then get the list of subscriptions, or we could iterate through for sub in blah subs, and then it would be unsubscribe self dot sub and blah blah UUID. So we could do this, but the problem what I don't really like about this is that we have to store these subscription names in this, which we're going to have to set independently of the WebSocket subscribe call. So I'm not sure. Maybe we just do this and it'll work, and I just won't think about it too hard. Okay. WebSocket clients, UUID. That's for sending. Hello, Rack. Okay, so WebSocket, unsubscribe. If the sub does not exist, then we just leave. All right. If the sub does unsubscribe. Okay, I gotta figure out how we remove an entry from a list. Python remove from list by value. Remove the first occurrence, use remove. That works. Remove. Now to close Stack Overflow before the crypto miner starts working. Okay. So I think that's functional. All right. So now what we would do is over here. That was the last thing I updated. Yeah, if event equals subscribe. Yes, that would work. So this comes from the client. Ooh, is it possible to subscribe to client? Crypto miner Stack Overflow unheard of? I don't know. The fans were ramping up when I was on the page. I was being sarcastic, for the record. I don't actually know. Okay. Anyway, so WebSocket, subscribe, there. Yeah, that should work. Self.uuid, that is within this. Okay. And then what we would do is over here, we would do a WSC call sub. So down here, rather than a broadcast, we would do call sub. No, this. Call sub. The sub is the channel, data channel. And then I think that works. Fan ramping's the audio playing video ads? Probably, yeah. Yeah, I think we just make the channel the thing. I mean, we could be fancy and have like a prefix or something, but it doesn't matter for this application. All right, and then I'm just going to send the channel as the other thing. All right. Okay, so this would send we need a unsub all, which kind of sucks. At least I think. Ah, man. Reprinter Raving said he did Ooting Zooty, or blah, words. Was not looking good for streaming more tape drive nonsense immediately after. All right. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm trying to think this through, because in this instance, okay, the way it's going to work is we're going to set a channel 2. All right. I want that to subscribe the client to channel 2, so it will only receive updates or messages on channel 2 and messages for broadcast, but that's a different thing. But then if you put in a new channel, it needs to unsubscribe from the previous channel. But I don't want to store that in this instance. So I'd rather just call unsub. Or an unsub all. Excuse me. Maybe on this, this is not going to work. We can't do this. Because this can't access this, because it's not instantiated. That's insane, Vamptonius. All right. How do we unsubscribe from everything? I guess unsubscribe all should just be a messy request. There's no great way of doing it. Actually, that's not true. It could be better. Let's try. Let me look at this. So if we do unsubscribe, actually unsubscribe UUID from subscription. Sub ID of subscription. UUID for web socket connection. Pop these up here too because they're the same there. Okay. So if I'll just copy this as well for here. And then we're going to get rid of this. Unsubscribe UID from all subscriptions. Okay, so what we do is it's the call one, this. For sub in this dot subs. Then we just self this. Self dot that. Get rid of this. Sub and then UUID. That'll work. Yeah, that's actually pretty clean. I'm happy with that. Unsubscribe all. Okay. And then what we can do is down here, we just call self unsubscribe all on the UUID. Yeah, that's it. That's the play. Well, I don't know what I just did, but everything just got real cranky. Like, look at that. Like, there's weird. Does that look normal for you? It kind of does. You can see over here, it's like misrendering. I don't know. Just, compositors are wonky. Thought it was blasphemic to teach Python? I don't know why it would be. And good news, I'm not teaching, I'm learning. It's the opposite. All right, unsubscribe all. Let's do that. Okay. We'll remove WebSocket client, remove client from all subs. Okay. Hold on, catching up on chat here. Need to do it over here, which I don't even have open. Okay. Unsubscribe TT. All right. Or I think that might work. So then what I could do is WebSocket unsubscribe all. And then if I care later, I'll have this have an internal value that tracks what channels it's subscribed to remove. So that would be fine. But for right now, this is just messy intentionally. So unsubscribe all. And then sub. I mean, I guess I could use data message channel. No, it's not. Let's standardize on this. Although, I'm just making this up. Yeah, we'll do data message channel. Data channel. All right. Okay, I have saved this. Let's find out what explodes. All right, F5. Okay, channel 2. All right. Blah, submit. Okay, what did not work? Nothing over here crashed. Oh, this isn't calling. The WebSocket call thing. So this would, oh wait, it is right here. Uh-oh. Be easier to program in machine code is anything other than an RPN calculator. Okay, await call sub. Why did this not? Let's try this. Print F calling sub with errors data. Key error sender. Oh wait, that could do a thing. Okay, hold on. Data insert. Wait, insert into. Oh, I'm not checking. That sent a non-broadcast message, which that's the first time it's. Wait, what? Key error sender. DB modify. Hold on. What? Wait, DB message. Wait, that shouldn't have been sent. Oh. Just get rid of that. We don't want that. Okay. F5. All right. Blah, blah. That errored. Name DIRS is not defined. Fine, dir. I don't know why it called a sub, although I guess maybe it should have. Okay, 1. Boom. Whoa. Sure, why not? Okay, so that took channel 2. That's fine. Okay, let's try this. Okay, well, that didn't work. I don't like that. Okay, that should have done a broadcast. So broadcast should have done this, which should have sent it. Ah, we got errors over here. Response bad. Okay. In this. JSON handler send. Sure. So we blah, 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 this. Okay. So data has no channel. Okay. We continue. Why are we... Well, that one worked. Promise error. Let me refresh. Boom. Oh, those are sending. That's... Actually, that makes sense, because those get hard-coded just directly from the database. There is no channel filtering there. Okay. Submit. No error. Okay. With channel, I think there will be an error. No. Okay, just out of curiosity. F5. So the channel 1, gets sent. And the channel subscribing does not appear to be working. Or this isn't working. I'm not 100% sure. Well, no, it's being called. Task was destroyed, but it's pending. That's weird. Okay, so we do this. Boom. Recalling 2 with some stuff. WebSocket clients, send event to... Oh, wait. I know what's going on. Over here, the event handlers. There is no event for 2, which is the event that's being sent. Okay. Okay, I need to change the syntax. All right. Let's kill this. WebSocket. We're gonna send sub instead of send event. So instead of this, we do send sub. This becomes the sub. The event is hard coded to sub. And then we have sub here, which becomes this. And then we do the rest as normal. Okay, and then we will send sub instead of call event or call, so I don't know, whatever the thing is. Let's see, call sub, send sub. Okay. And then over here, we will have if event sub I mean, it should only get, we shouldn't actually need the other thing. So let's just go with this for right now. Because we can mostly ignore the subscription because we're only doing one thing with it. If we were using multiple subscriptions, then we could break it out based on the sub value. So let's just try this for the moment. F5. Okay. And blah, 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 blah. Submit. Okay. This is not working. Blah, 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 submit. Okay, this is not happening at all. WebSocket. We're not even getting data back. Okay. I know why, because we haven't registered. Okay, hold on. It's still running. Let's register channel 2. Boom. Go. Okay. So we have all the channel 2 messages. All right. And now, if I do this, index, still not getting anything back. So if there's channel data, the call to go back here is not working. Although it is working. Maybe it must be failing this. Let's try sub.
Chloe Raccoon says Tier 100, can I register channel D? So I can request to open channel D.
End of line.
Let me think about this. So
Spaukin says service failing successfully Tier 100.
oh,
End
thank you
of
for the 100
line.
bits. You know what I think was happening? Okay, channel register. No, I see what I was doing wrong. Event, sub. And then data channel. That's it. There we go. That's all 100% on me. Spooky, thank you for the 100 bits as well. Okay, let's try this again. Me, blah, submit. That works. Channel 2, blah, blah, submit. I didn't load. Boom. Okay, so that went to channel 2, and then boom. 2 does not exist. Okay, why does 2 not exist? Let me look at this. So data event sub. Let's see. Print I did say it, Desiac. Print F subbing adding let's sub data event channel, whatever, connected to blah UUID. Okay, let me try this. Boom. That didn't work. Okay, event sub. If data event equals sub. Okay. Thank you for 100 bits to one of us, but 2 of us used it. I thought I said it to Spooky. If I did not, Spooky, thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate that. Said it first, must be chat delay. I think it is, probably. It sucks that my setup is really complicated because I do use the RTMP in the house as well to go through the server, because I would have to transfer like the API stuff. I'd have to set up Deck Talk on my desktop here. There is just, it's too much stuff to try and mirror the setup, and it's just not worth it. So I still use the server. On the other hand, it makes it way easier for me to fall back to this because the desktop doesn't need all the complicated setup. I can just ram whatever video capture nonsense I want through here. Your system really complicated? Yeah, who would have guessed? All right, data event. Okay, is it not even sending a sub? Like, socket. You know what? Let's go to the thing. So WebSocket handler. Let's go with send event and then just track that. Boom. It's not even doing it. What? There we go. Event name sub. Data object. Channel 2. Okay. And then over here, it should receive that. Data event sub. Okay, go. But then it doesn't? Or is it erroring? I don't. Does it not actually get sent? No, it gets sent. Okay, what's printing to? We print data. Wait, how's the data just to? What? I assume that's this, right? Got it. No, it's not saying got a data. Where? Why is it? Where is it printing just to? Print new, print channel. API JSON. Okay. So that makes sense. Okay, so I'm just going to hide that right now. So this is being correctly called. This does not have anything to do with the WebSocket, though. It's almost like the WebSocket is not being sent. But it is. So load channel. Boom. Actually, hold on. F5. Client added. Data event open. Wait, maybe I wasn't refreshing, and that was making it not work. Oh, that might have been it. Okay, hold on. WebSocket, blah, blah, never awaited. Okay, now we're talking. Who'd have guessed? Sending WebSockets unsolicited doesn't work. Okay, F5. We got a client. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Let's do this. Okay, that gets sent correctly as a broadcast. We're going to subscribe to channel 2. Okay. Now we're going to send a message on channel 2. Boom. Error. Okay. A socket send sub was never awaited. Okay. 229 on WebSocket interface. I didn't realize I would have to await that, but wait. Boom. F5. I'm about to have to delete this database just because I don't want to deal with this being so long. Subscribe to channel 2. Okay, there's channel 2. Blah, 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 blah. Boom. It just worked. We got a message because it was channel 2. Okay, now. So we get channel 2. And then on this, yes, it's correctly added if it's the channel we're listening to. Okay, so now we do this. Duplicate tab. Boom. This is going to subscribe to channel 3. There is no channel 3 data. And then we send new channel whodis submit. It shows up there, but not over here. We clear the channel. Boom. We get all of the values back to pub submit, and then it works. Okay. That's working. All right, so now let's have this data populate this, and then I think we're good. And that's as simple as replacing what you call it, channel list with message list. F5. Okay, so now I'll load channel 2. It all shows up there. And then actually that's not going to work. Okay. My whole setup was kind of garbage before, so now we have to actually think about how this is going to work. Not that it matters, because this is not real, but... Okay, so we have UL message list. So maybe we have get ID, UL message list, replace children. Let me look at how the list builder works. Because this generates a parent element. And there's no great way I gotta, how do we want to handle this? Okay. So building an element to pass may not be the best option then, unless I just want this to be a div and then I build a UL into there. So let's say we do this. This is a div, and then this is a div. And then we have just a regular old UL like that. And then it can be fine. That might work. We're looking more cheerful. Printer's doing a much nicer job in the second tab. That's good. All right, let's see what this looks like. Excuse me, can you... WebSocket, unsubscribe all, never awaited. Okay, let's fix that. Await. Doohickey majigger. Okay. That's wrong. F5. Okay, so now this looks like that. And we do load channel. That looks correct. Okay, and then we send sup. Okay. This is get element by ID. All right, now this gets complicated. The failure here is my shortcut syntax for trying to populate the lists and making that easier. So I think I need to figure out a better way of utilizing this. So, dumb question. Can I just read the inner HTML out and then replace it? So if we do document get my, hold on, let me make this a little wider because this is wonky. Document get element by ID dot inner HTML equals list builder dot inner HTML. So with that, replace everything in there with the contents of this, basically bypassing the parent entirely. I think that'll work. So what this will do is this will delete the UL and then put all of the content in there directly. Yeah, let's try this. So F5. So this should, not happy. Uncaught, blah, blah, expected thing, got other thing. And it's sad now. Okay, so I think I just want to get rid of that. Okay, F5, load. It's still sad. Okay, index. Let's look at what that's trying to do. Where is it? Here. Here. Okay. So load. Okay, inner HTML equals all of that stuff. List builder, inner HTML equals all of that stuff. Okay, so it goes. Hold on, inspect. But why does the LI still exist? Submit. Okay, why did two of them get sent? We'll ignore that for now. I think the channel is weirding it out. You have one inner HTML? Not sure what you mean. Well, you know, it does say inter HTML. Why does it syntax highlight? You nader. That was a good catch. JavaScript, not even once. Okay. 2, load. There we go. That's better. That killed the... Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. That's exactly what I want. Okay, so now we'll go up here, and then we'll just put this back to the UL, and then clear this, and then that's fine. Okay. So that allows us to discard the parent, which is perfect. Okay. Yeah. So now let me refresh this. F5. I am me. We load, we're generic. It refreshed it. That's all good. Okay, and then we're going to load channel 2. Load channel. That's perfect. New channel. Submit. That is good. It should not be highlighted. And then we're going to go back to channel 0 or no channel. Okay, and then we send no channel. Submit. Perfect. Okay, that'll work. All right. That's functional. So can it be optimized to be a little smoother now? So things I can't do with this current setup. I cannot adjust the... Ooh. Hold on. JS copy element. Is that clone node? Turns a duplicate of the node. Yeah, I think I want to do this. So instead of passing, so I was passing text for the HTML element name and then creating that element here. I think it would make more sense to pass the element directly, because then you could apply attributes to it, like classes and IDs and that kind of stuff, which would also just kind of solve this problem over here. So maybe that's the play. So then what we can do is clone, because this is going to be a single one, so we can just use this. But this one will clone it for each one, I think. Or, wait a minute, hold on. Create element div. So we create a child element of li. We set the li to have... Yeah, no, that's fine. Maybe we just pass an element. We just create the element, and then... Well, no, because this has to clone it. There's no other option. Yeah, we just clone it. Okay. So. This is gonna hurt my soul, but create document, create element. Is this valid? This doesn't feel like it should be valid. I think it has to be, though. I don't know. This doesn't feel like it's gonna be valid. All right, and then we do parent element dot new node. Very slow. I had to give that up when you signed to Edge Bracer. Small print. Okay, but what's the true? Using clone node. Okay. Deep, true, then the node and its whole subtree, including text, maybe in child nodes, are also copied. False, only the node, the subtree, including any text that the node contains. Okay, we probably wanted to clone node false. Yeah. That just means you're in the same boat with me, Ben. False. Or you know what, true. Why not? Let's have a little fun. All right. And then we'll make this div. But we're overriding it down there with an li if it's a list. All right. This will only affiliate, not a partner. Oh, that's when the soul extractor's pulled out. Get rid of this. Okay. So now, let me think about this. So it creates a UL. I think in theory this doesn't change. This should still work as is. Let's find out. F5. It looks like that's, how is that valid? How is this allowed? Why am I allowed to use document create elements in a parameter declaration? Like in Python, can I call a function as part of a default value for a parameter? That feels so wrong. Anyway, channel 2, load channel, that works, okay. All right. Okay, so what this allows me to do is now if I want to set up an element that's got like classes and stuff, I can beforehand and then use that as the child element so that I can apply styling and stuff to it. For giggles, let's just do that. So we'll create element down here, create element li var li, sure, whatever equals that. Okay, so li dot, I think just style is acceptable, equals, and then we'll do border solid 5 pixel red. Boom. Okay, and then we will pass that here. So child underscore element equal li. Okay, then F5, and then load channel. Oh, it doesn't like that. String contains an invalid character. What are you talking about? String contains invalid character. Wait, why is there still a create element? Control F5. Load channel 2. Boom. That it did not do the thing. Inspect. There's no style. Why is there no style? Okay. Let's go down to here. Want to look at this. And then I want to look at this. And I want to look at this. Emash stage of crafting test data. Oh, absolutely, yes. Okay, F5. Load channel 2. All right. So li, okay. So style, I assume CSS2 properties, blah. Oh my gosh, why are they all in there? What is wrong with them? Okay, maybe I just set for, oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. JS set border. Apparently gonna be all fancy like. Style dot border. Okay. Sure, whatever. No, I thought I copied all of that. Copy. Style dot board. Copy. Paste. Weird. Okay. RGB. So that'll be blue. Okay, clear this. Stop this. Do that. Refresh. Control F5 refresh because I'm serious. And then just, actually don't pause on breakpoints. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, it didn't work. Load channel. Okay. You can apply any CSS element properties to style after JS. You can probably want to assign a class. I mean, yes, in reality, I do, but all I wanted to do was just see this, but maybe I should just do class list instead, because that will be easier to see. So is it class list? I don't remember. CSS. That's not what I wanted. Just add class. I'm really starting to hate clipboards. Dot add the class. Okay. Kill that, restart it. Yes, that was JavaScript. I'm getting them confused now. Close this. Load channel. F12. Okay. Load channel. Okay, so LI. Okay, let's look. Class list should be easier to see. Okay, class list. Value 0. Next. Okay, LI. Class list. Length 0. Why is it not getting... Control F5. 2. Step into LI. Class list, the class. Perfect. Okay. Let me just try this. Blah. Oh my gosh, hold on. It's doing it for every single one. Boom. Okay, and then inspector. Blah. Oh my gosh. You know what? Inspect. Okay, they do not have the class list. Let's just try this one more time. Go. Debugger. Let's enable these, I guess. Go. Okay, so child element should have class list. Class list is 0. Why? Parent element? Oh, because I'm an idiot. Wait a minute. On child element? Yeah, wait a minute. Child element. Why is it off the screen? Get back here. Bro, Firefox, come on. Child element. Blah, blah. Class list. It's not in there. Index. Child element equal that. Why is it not passing the parameter? Is there like a call stack? Call stack. Here we go. LD render. Can I see the parameters? Okay, LI has the class list, I assume. Yep, I see one. Class name, the class. Okay. I can't investigate that anymore, I guess. And then li class, the class. Missed some of the fun already? Oh, you're hitting the most fun part right now, or it just doesn't make any sense. Is this not how you do named parameters in JavaScript? Maybe, is that setting parent element? Oh my gosh, it's setting parent element. Oh, okay. So the UL inspector is getting... No, it's not, because we're using the inner HTML. Okay. Fine. Stupid. Whatever. Nonsense. Idiot. Stupid JavaScript. Create element, UL, li. Fine. Refresh. Control F5 refresh, because I need it to actually refresh, not just for giggles refresh. Load to load channel. I don't want to deal with this right now. Just like go away. Go inspect, and there we go. Now they have classes. Okay. Blah. Oh. That makes more sense, I think. So we can pass elements, they're cloned, and then used. I think that makes way more sense. It's more verbose, but it's more powerful. Okay. Back to this. Now, in reality, we'd use... I guess we can just do this. Let's say we just make a function add chat. Then it's just data. Yeah. Add chat data. Boom. This. Then we just do this, that, and here. Add chat data. Could also just do an or. Been here 5 minutes, already affirmed why I don't do web dev. I can avoid it. I would love to avoid it. Apparently, I'm just doomed to keep coming back to it, though. Okay, so that makes that a little simpler. I was going to do this current channel equal blank, and then channel load will do current channel equals get element by ID channel value. And then instead of passing the element, we're going to pass this. And that way we don't accidentally send a channel value for a channel we're not actually subscribed to. Paranje, hello and welcome. So Python is beneficial if you want to interface with a lot of different weird things. So in this case, I'm going to be interfacing with serial devices, SQL databases, WebSocket servers, because Python has a lot of modules that can help wrap that stuff, so you don't have to do as much error management. C++ is superior in that it is more direct, but there are trade-offs. So in this instance, I'm preferring Python, but C++ definitely has its use
Tier
cases.
100 does chat class as a weird device.
I would love to write this
End
all in
of
C++,
line.
but doing WebSockets in C++ feels like it'd probably be an absolute nightmare. I mean, that is one of the things that I interface with, is it not? Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. All right, what did I just change? I don't even know. Oh, in theory, the channel won't accidentally send the wrong channel now. Okay, let's clear that. F5. Let's control F5. Okay. Here, let the slash run commands. Yeah. Every language sucks equally. I don't think so. Okay, me 1. Okay. Hi. Submit query. Boom. It's right there. Let's refresh this. Okay, it's right there. Me 2. No. Submit. Okay, so that's there and that's there. Then this one is going to go to channel 2, load channel. Okay. Gonna send secret whatever message for channel 2. Submit. Okay. Does not show up over here because it is channel 2. Although, why is it not showing up over there? Because if I refresh this, now it will show up, because no channel should show all channel data. You know, I think I'm gonna not handle that. Because that's a unique problem. Do this particular example. So here's the issue, okay? I was intending for no channel messages to send on all channels. Like an admin wants to tell everyone, like, hey, I'm going to shut down the server. This is a broadcast channel. All sub channels would receive it, okay? But this one did not. Or, well, yeah, so, okay, and then that's what happened. But then the callback channel here, okay, this one's using an actual dedicated channel. On the server receiving side, well, I guess you can't listen to all channels. That's the problem. I would have to genericize. Oh, man, this sucks. So here's the thing. This client is listening on all channels, but it's actually listening on undefined channel. And there's a difference. It sends on all channels, but it only listens on undefined. So if this sends server shutting down, this should show up over here. It does. But this doesn't show up over here. And I guess that's fine. Whatever. This is not what I had in mind. Well, let me think about this for a little bit. So the problem with this is I don't want to send this message also as a generic broadcast, because then this would receive it twice. And channels that are not subscribed, or clients that are not subscribed to this channel, would also receive that message. I guess if I was doing this for real, I would, yeah, I was thinking channel 0 would be broadcast. Yeah, I was going to say, if I was doing this for real, I would just have the broadcast channel be a real one, a full channel. The goal isn't actually to develop this. I don't care about this chat client thing. This is just a test bed for different kinds of WebSocket notification things. So I found an edge case with this setup. Overall, this feels pretty darn good, though. All right, so for kicks, if I close this, client removed, does this... I'm just going to wait a second to see if this spits out any errors from, like, disconnecting the client or whatever. Seems like maybe not. Maybe fine. Okay, let's try Control C here. That all worked out well. Okay. Maybe this is good. All right, let's comment some stuff. All right, so this is the Python side for the WebSocket interface. We added the new subscribe things here. Let's also kind of pep 8 this a little bit with double spacing between the methods, class functions, however you want to describe them. All right. So subscribe UUID. Yep, that all checks out. Okay, that's good. This one might actually be ready. All right, then up here, receive, WebSocket receive, send sub. Yeah, that's fine. All right, here, the new UUID event is consumed as part of this. Anything else passes through. You know, it would be kind of interesting. I could add an option to this that basically adds a listener for specific subscriptions. I don't think I want to do that. I think that adds more complexity than I want to maintain. I'll just let each particular implementation be different. Okay, so there's no commenting here, so let's do some stuff. All right. I don't know what is typical for JavaScript commenting. We're gonna do this. Wraps, common functions for accessing JSON resources. Okay. You know, I think it's more standard comments above. This is C-like. Okay. Sends a post request containing data payload to address in a way that Python, Flask, Quart can easily decode. All right. Fetches. After this, we're going to try and implement this into the SRT notes thing, I think. Try our first real world instance of how this could work. A JSON URI and decodes it before returning. Okay. Filter for generating structured data structured HTML representations of a diction of data sources. Let's go with that. Sources. I really don't like that. There we go. The tab complete could be a little wonky there because the thing shows up. Instinctively, I want to press something to cancel the tab complete, but the answer is to just keep typing, and it never feels like correct to me. Because if I press tab to like escape that menu, that tab completes. If I press enter, that also tab completes. Escape, I don't think works. So let's try sources. So like if I escape, no, escape does work. Okay, I'm just crazy. All right. Replaces text in provided template using keys from dictionary as match source. Did it again. All right. Duplicate parent node to add new data. Iterate. There's only one I in iterate. For all dictionary entries using key. Place all instances of key with value. I'm gonna make this even a little more clear. Percent key. That's fine. Okay, LD render is the more complicated one. Parse a list of dictionaries to render to provided HTML. Oh my gosh, I can type HTML template. That's close enough. Okay. Matching UID WebSocket handler for raise not because you're wrong, but because you're right. You're mad, not ill. Not sure what you mean. How many gigs of any release software is code annotations? Well, since you don't usually release, I mean, I was gonna say compiled code doesn't have comments in it unless you really screw up. So it'd just be interpreted stuff, which really you don't want to release that much of. But on the other hand, who else cares about what other people do with their computers? You can just burn their CPU cycles. Let's see. My other channel's even quieter this way. Yeah, we're pretty quiet today. What you working on? Today I am working on a project that is a teaching aid for myself to learn how to structure WebSocket communications between Python with a Quart web server, which is Flask but async, and a JavaScript client so that I can more easily work on some of my projects. So as a demonstration here, if I run the current version of the code, I can refresh this page. I have a basic chat kind of interface, almost like IRC. If I send, I can put my name in here as me, and I can send something. This gets sent as a global broadcast that would be sent to all connected clients, but I could also go into a specific channel and then send that only there instead. And that's allowing me to set up like different kinds of WebSocket connections where clients can subscribe to a particular event versus just global broadcasts. So Python WebSockets, yet I see JavaScript file. Yeah. So the idea is I'm just learning how to do this for other more complicated applications where I want to be able to send clients data from Python, because I use Python as a way of aggregating a lot of weird different data sources, essentially. So I'm trying to make this well documented and well structured so that I can more easily rely on it in the future, because basically every time I try and make a new project that does something like this, I start from what I've worked on before, and it's always terrible. So yeah. Channels may be defined for backend somehow. Needs to be fetched from front end. Yeah, that kind of thing could be set up. I don't know. I'll figure that out. But yeah, this is just to quickly like add new subscription options. So yeah, that kind of thing could be generated from the backend very easily. Yeah. Extra closing bracket and L73. No, so it's a class and JavaScript. In theory, I could do this. I don't know why I'm not. I guess I could. I don't know. So if you're doing one file that's nothing but classes, it kind of feels like a waste to indent everything and take up that horizontal space if you know it's a class. Like, what's the point? So if I'm only writing classes in a file, like, why bother? Python's just the stupid thing where you're forced to do this, so you don't have a choice. But, you know, if it's just classes and functions, why waste the space? And I mean just in the editor. I don't really care about the bytes that it's going to take. It just makes it easier to read. Yeah, the class statement was up there, but it's not a bad catch. And yeah, the channels are, yeah, the channel isn't, yeah, that's a later problem. Right now, this is just to test it. So the channels are working, basically. That's all I needed to know here. Okay, where was I? Matching UID WebSocket handler for Python server. Okay. These are wrong, but whatever. Okay. Setup, connection. I mean, I have all the classes in a separate JavaScript module already. I don't want a separate JavaScript file for every single class. That's kind of ugly. I'm just going to have like one interface class or file that has all of these in it. That way I can just standardize on my own libraries for other projects. I tabbed so I could read it later. I'm not sure what you mean. Also, I don't think you can load JS modules in a web browser. But that's where I'm wrong, and someone else will point out that you can use other thing. So, yeah, we're not using NPM. Absolutely not. No. No. No jQuery, no NPN, no libraries in JavaScript at all. If it's not plain JavaScript, I don't want it. I'm not saying, okay, so apparently you can, but I'm not going to. Okay, setup connection to WebSocket server. Use tabs and codes so I could understand them. Understand. Oh, okay. I think I see what you're saying. You don't need white space in something like this, but yeah, you want it. Well, so as long as I realize that it's in a class, I'm fine. So, yeah. Again, I could indent these. I'm indenting everywhere else normal. This is the one exception I'm making. And if this wasn't JavaScript, where it's being loaded by a web browser that has to load every single request from a URI, I would break these out into different classes. I just don't want to have to include each one of these in the web page every single time. I'd rather just be one file. Plus, then everything that accesses that one file will already have it cached, so it's easier. All right. Let's see. So this opens WebSocket connection. Oh, that's stupid. I'm not using the address. Was I properly setting that on the page? I was. Okay, good. So that won't break. Let me put it this way. I want to keep JavaScript as far at arm's length as possible. I do not want to use any more weird, complicated JavaScript features than I have to, because, long story short, I'm going to forget all of this in a month. That's part of why I'm trying to make it so bulletproof, so that I don't have to keep learning how to use weird nonsense that doesn't make sense unless you do JavaScript all the time. So, source class, I know that. Use class data, I know that. That's the same as every other language. Weird JavaScript module loading, don't know how to do. Won't remember. So, just give you an idea of why I'm doing it a particular way. Okay. So I learned that the way that calling functions within a thing works is kind of weird, like within a class, with them being a listener like this. So I'm doing it this way. Instead of just passing this directly to here, I remember it now. Okay. If you pass this directly here, instead of forming the full thing like this, you lose the value of this entry because you no longer have the context of what that is for some weird reason. So you have to do it this way to maintain what this is. It's very strange. That one took a little bit to figure out. So. What class this is? WebSocket handler. That's what it sounds like when a developer exercises the concept know thyself. Yes. Okay. Call bind on functions. I don't know what that is. And I don't think I have any automod setting against software code stuff. So I don't know why it's blocking it. Code is impossible to read in Twitch chat anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. let's comment this when everything else kind of makes sense on its own. Oh, URLs aren't blocked, if that's what I thought it was. That's weird. I don't know why I'd be blocking that. I'm pretty, yeah, people send links all the time, so. Okay, so hold on. I am trying to interpret this. This dot my function dot bind this. I'm willing to explore this. So let's just do it to this one. Dot bind this. That's the syntax? Bind module. JavaScript is weird. All right, let's try that. All right, so me blah submit did not work. WebSocket handler is not okay. Missing a thing after a thing. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay, me too. Blah. Submit and so it didn't work. Hold on, F5. Selected property name got. Why does it keep opening it here? Just open it in the debugger. Oh my. Whatever. Oh, I completely dropped the ball on that. Okay. Control F5. Me too. Whatever. You know, that's fine. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, that does work. I'm gonna use this. Well, not for that one. I'm gonna use this because it makes it documentation of how this works. Yeah, I'm good with that. All right. Got so confused over parents, child, and classes. It's when it clicks, it makes a lot of sense, but it can be difficult to wrap your head around. That is one of the fundamental components to object-oriented programming, though. All right, I'm cool with that. All right, let's document this one. Wrapper class for event or for event handling to events to handle some structure level. I don't know. Some management tasks. So in this case, we want to be able to track the UUID that's sent and then store that. And then we pass this on to whatever else. And then we also do a try catch. So this is then overridden in a child class so that whatever logic you want to have happen based on WebSocket data can be customized. For example, here
End of
we
line.
have different events that we handle. We don't act. Skittles the Husky, thank you for the Prime sub and for 2 months. I appreciate that. We can basically, I could change this over to a switch case as well, but have different events that we look at for how to respond to what WebSocket data we get back. So that's how that will work. We probably don't need the try catch here either. Okay. Let's see. Get and the code JSON data to object. Check for new UUID returned from initial connection. Send through all other events. Okay. User override function or custom logic in child class. Send formatted event data to web. Get out of here. Context menu, WebSocket server. Log connection, close. All right, that's it for that one. On to this. Okay. I don't think I want to mess with any of that. Such a weird mix of JavaScript and Python and HTML. There's literally JavaScript and Python and HTML in this one file right here. It's gross. Because we have small amounts of Python in this. All right. That's kind of self-explanatory. Maybe this is all self-explanatory because I don't really need to go over this too much. Get rid of that. Let's try. Let's do this. Send new message via post form. May contain trace amounts of Python not suitable for Mijinko. All right. Set channel. Actually, I don't think the order that I do this in matters. Load channel data from JSON API endpoint. Subscribe to WebSocket event callback. All right. I should have this send that instead. Okay. All right, I think that's good. Just reload it once to make sure. Actually, let's do full from scratch test. So it's closed. I'm going to delete the database. And then I'm going to restart the program. It'll reinitialize the database. Come over here, Control F5. There's nothing loaded. Let me duplicate the tab. So we have 2 clients. Okay, this is going to be me2 over here. This will be me1 over here. Hello. Submit. Boom. Boom. Okay. Me2. Sup. Boom, boom. Okay, me2 is going to switch to channel 2. There are no messages. All right. This one, where did you go? And that one should make its way over to here. Yep, because this gets all broadcast messages. But this one, I'm hiding. Submit goes to channel 2, but does not go over here. But if we go to channel 2, boom, then it shows up. Okay. Now, we can close the server. Boom. That works. We kicked out both clients. I'm going to reload the server. Come back to here. I'm going to F5. This did not get cleared out, but that's fine. We're going to load back to channel 2. Over here, we're going to F5, and we're just going to stay in the main channel. So, broad, I'm not hiding now. Boom. Perfect. And then this, we can go back to the main channel. Boom. Okay. I'm satisfied with that. I think that's all good. And then I could also, just to verify that it still works, go to the SQLite hammering page. Yep, that's still good as well. All right. I think we commit all of that, and we try implementing some of this in one of my real projects. So git status. Let me make sure there's no untracked files or anything. I don't think I've made anything new here. Nope. I have modified almost everything, though. I really need to git ignore the database, but whatever. Git commit -am WebSocket event subscriptions added. Git push. Yeah, that was kind of a lot. Okay. SRT notes. Let's look at this. So, git pull. Boom. First off, I just want to kind of look at some over. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Not what I'm looking for. Cancel. Close. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move these out of here. Okay. So first, let me. Oh, this is full screen. I was like, why can't I bring a window over this? Okay, let's run this so you can see what this actually does. So, SRT notes. I think do I have to pass a? Yeah. So SRT notes -H. Hold on. Start web server. I don't know why I would ever not. Boom. Okay. So, open this up. Over here, I have the ability to add a new note. Okay, so the idea with this is, let's say I'm streaming, okay, and I'm planning on editing this into a video. What I can do is I can come into here and I can say demoed software. All right, and I can hit enter. Boom. So what just happened is, at this particular timestamp, it just added this entry into an SRT file. So if we load this SRT file here, we can see how this works. Now, the SRT files are able to be loaded in something like DaVinci Resolve, and then if you load these on top of a VOD file that takes up the entire amount of time, they will align to the, let's just call them events that happened in the live stream, and then you can basically create time-based markers with names using subtitles, because that's what SRTs are for. They're meant for subtitles. So abusing subtitles like this allows me to create markers with names that I can overlay in stuff when I edit. Now, there is also a slight chance that that just deafened you all. It looks like maybe not, because if I try this one more time, blah, okay, good. OBS has not loaded it. This should also play a sound. I may have added a parameter or something, because the idea is that you record audio from this window in a separate audio track in OBS, and then you also have an audio track that aligns with the SRT subtitles, and then you can use that to set up exactly where they should be with the video if there are any misalignments, or maybe you stopped and started recording through multiple takes, then you can realign this to that as long as it's through one day. By default, this creates a file that is named per day because the timestamps are 24-hour based. So if it should just work based on that. But that's what this is. Now, each SRT entry here can also be updated. So if we go over to here, we reload, okay, we can see that that one's there. Let's say I was doing something quickly and I don't like what this message was. I can go back here and say, this is what really happened. And then I can click update, and then that updates that entry. So back over here, I can reload, and then we can see that. So that's the basic premise. Sound view. I just click that, and then it makes sound. I am not going to do that because it is loud so that it shows up well in the waveform. Anyway, that's a premise of SRT nodes. So let's look at this file. This is using my old stupid method of an F string with all of the HTML in it for generating this thing. And it's not super ridiculously long, but it's longer than it needs to be. So I would like to replace this with, like, you can see the stupid async stuff. I would like to replace this with the Quart layout that we've been using. Use WebSockets to send this stuff here, because the idea also is that I can 198 100 5001. The idea is that I can also connect to my phone with it so that I can control that from here, and then if I add a new entry, boom, it will show up over there, but that's done via JSON polling. So that's not great. I would like it to be WebSocket based. So that's what we're going to do. We probably don't need to touch this class because this is the SRT interpreter class, which was really kind of the whole thing. Then there's the title object. So yeah, we shouldn't need to touch any of that. So basically we're going to mess with this. And then we're going to mess with the Flask stuff, which is going to get replaced with Quart. So how do I want to do this? We have HTTP, and then in here we have that. Let me split this out and start working on the Quart version. So this is just going to run directly. Let's go ahead and make the, do we want a template? Yeah, we probably want a template. So we'll make How does this work? Back to here. Web. We create a base template somehow. I forget how we did that. And then we just extend it. Is it just base.html? How does it work? That. Base.html, just the default name that I'm not overriding anywhere. So I'm not sure where that comes from. Port base.html. Although this is more Flask than anything else. Flask. Okay, so Control F, base layout. Application have the same basic layout, different body, instead of writing, blah, 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 extend a base template, Flask, template, base. It's automatically, templates, user, blah, 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 block title. Base template is directly in the templates directory. To keep the others organized, the templates for blueprints be placed in the directory. Same name as blueprint. Extends base.html. Oh, I missed that. So, okay, that's fine. That makes sense. We don't need that. So we're just going to work with base. So we're not going to extend anything. So let's do this. No, I am not. Templates. Okay. Grab this, move that there. Okay. I have a plan here, PC. Okay. Title, demo, I'm gonna not... Let's just go with this. SRT, notes. URL for static, file name. Interesting. I don't quite understand how that works. Spec. Head. So this would be static style. Sure, we can do that. So next to templates, we'll make a folder that it already exists called static. Okay. And then in there, we're going to grab everything from SRT notes. Everything from here. And we're going to put that in there. So style dot, I can spell, style dot CSS. Boom. And then we have to edit this immediately and replace all of those with non-double ones because that was needed for F strings, which I was using F strings because, so I didn't need that. The name of that monitor behind you, it's a Sony KV2145R. Okay, so that should now get imported automatically, which is good because that means I can delete it from here. Let's clear this. Boom. Okay. Now I'm just going to grab everything in body and we're going to put it in, not that, this. Okay. Okay. So href sound view, that's good. I want that. And then that's fine. H1, we will do just, oh, that's the file. So we're gonna need a thing. Block title and block title. Okay. I'm not 100% sure how we set that. Because I don't think I ever set that over here. If I go page chat. Oh, I did that. That's not what I want. Maybe I send that. Hmm. What? Just recalling the model number of the television like that? You call it something whimsical like Florence? Don't worry, it's a curse sometimes as well. All right, what I think I want to do is we'll pass data and then, or something like data. And then what we'll do is, let's close this. We don't want that. README, we don't need that. Just close this. Actually, why don't I have this open like this? Boom. I don't need schema. I don't want database. No, I don't want database. I had to think about that. The SRT file is the database. It gets modified in real time. Okay. So we're going to use, not base. We can get rid of that. Chat page. We're going to do something here for data in row. Let's just do data SRT name. Okay. And then that should work in theory, maybe. Okay, so that's the entirety of the base file. Going back to this. Oh, and then there's some stuff up there. Hold on. I do want all that. Title, SRT notes. Okay, I guess I'll use that. Let's do this, but then replace that with this. Okay. All right, and then here what we'll do is we will render template instead. So return render template. This will just be base.html, I guess. Base.html. This doesn't extend anything, and that should be fine. Data equals I think how do I get the SRT file? So SRT, it's got to be the name of the file, right? Web interface, SRT. Yeah, it's the name of the file. Okay. So self.srt data SRT name equal that. Boom. All right. Yes, I think that's good. Well, we'll find out. Actually, does that work just right now? Let's find out. I do. Oh, it's running in this. Not for giggles. Just do it over there. Return outside of function. Oh, yeah, fair. I do want to quart. Come on. Quart. Okay. And then async def. We're going to async all the things. Maybe? No. Because those aren't web things. I'm not sure that this is going to work. Return outside function. Do I have a tab error? I have a tab error. Web interface has no attribute Flask. That's true, because I dumb. Okay. Then we do... Oh, this is going to mess up so much stuff. Quart. Interesting. Wait. Web interface has no attribute response. Response. Yeah, that's it. We just get rid of the self. Same thing with request. Okay. No worky. Render template is not defined. Okay, let's import render template. Also, where is the thing? That's it. I'm going to just close this one. Okay, import render template. Okay. Restart. F5. Fail. Template not found. Base.html. But it's right. Not quite there. Template. Unknown tag data. Uh-oh. All right. What am I messing up? Let's find out. Data equal thing base.html. Data. Okay, what am I messing up? For row in data. Okay. Flask variables in template. Okay, render template, value, animal, whatever. Value. Oh. We do this. And then that must be weird logic key stuff. What do you mean could not be saved? It's not possible to write to. Boo, lame, discard, fine. Who moved that file? Couldn't have been me. Okay. F5. There. Okay, so that's rendering with the template now. And it did pass the name correctly. All right. Making progress. Now, WebSocket interface. So, from WebSocket interface, we're going to do basically, we got a bunch of stuff to do. SRT notes up here. We import WebSocket interface. And now we're going to set up some stuff. Hmm. But I need a short break. So I will be back in a moment. Yeah, MB. All right, so I will be back in a second. All right, I'm back. Hello. Yeah, the BRB screen is because in theory I'm waiting for a package. Well, not in theory. I am waiting for a package, but it's not going to be delivered today. So that was my BRB screen for a while. I disappeared to go grab the package, but that was not that. Yeah, not what I'm doing. Anyway. All right. I think the next thing to do is start converting. I guess we were still using the class-based setup, but I should not be successfully packaged. No, another distraction. I've had a lot of coffee today. So we're just gonna start. We're gonna do something along the lines of this, um, instead of what I'm doing over here. So run web server. Okay, let's do this. If main, that's good. We're not going to use any database stuff. Web thread equal all of that fun stuff. And then, yeah, we sysexit 0 on that. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to get rid of all of that. SRT, get text. Okay. Oh, I'm going to have to figure out how to pass the value variables. Okay. In this, we create app. Maybe we set them as a global. Okay. Process web. Okay, web thread start. So this returns the process. We start the process. We hold the process here until we kill it. Okay, we're going to get rid of this. I do need to pass arguments, though. Maybe args is equal none here. And then we override that. Or populate it, initialize it, whatever, down there. This file seems longer than I remember. You know, hold on. New text file, srt dot I. Hold on. It's gonna make my life a little easier. Eh. This is gonna need some stuff. I don't remember what stuff it's gonna need. OS. Okay. I'll just grab all of this. Whatever. I don't care. There. And then from SRT import SRT title. There. Now this file's a lot smaller. All right. This method doesn't work. This is importing from something else. This is doing this. I need to take this and then make that what I'm doing instead. So it would be create app, and then that would be up here. So instead of some kind of class thing, you def create app, meh, port SRT nodes. We can do all of that. That's fine. Static folder, again, fine. But then I don't want to do this. I want to use the proper terminology, like this. There's a lot of self dots to get rid of here. We don't want that. We want index like this or that. Okay, we get rid of stop and start and this because we're just going to return app. Hoster, I don't think I use that anywhere, do I? Hoster, static path, HTTP static. Probably gonna change that. I don't know. I'll leave that for now. Where are all the self.apps? There's not a lot of them. Head title, SRT. Okay. So oh, this is a pain. It's going to be something along the lines of this. Await JSON or args.srt. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. Nope, not that. It's going to be this, that, and then JSON, FJSON, MIME type response. Get titles. Oh, this is a pain. 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 Get titles. Am I doing that here? So I have API JSON. Oh, okay. I guess. Fine. Whatever. I return response, though. That's weird. Let's sprinkle some app routes in here. Okay. So add. Update. Remove. First, I want to convert this to whatever the weird flat layout is. And then we'll change it to the WebSocket stuff after. So this is still going to be JSON based and polling. Okay, with that, I think I can get rid of. Oh wait, I need methods post. How do I do that? Chat, comma, methods get or post. Okay. So those are all post. But whatever, why not allow gets too, just for giggles? Okay. Now all of that can go away. Okay, let's get rid of the self dots. And then return app. And then these can all be shifted down one. Get rid of all of that I'm not using. I don't think I'm using. No, we just loop while the thread is alive. Okay, process web. Yes. So we get create app, which is up here. Okay. And then the app route stuff. I guess I want the routes in this, actually. So what I should do is come down here and then tab all of this up. Yeah. Okay, and then that can just chill, whatever, it's not doing anything. Okay, let's see if this starts at all. I doubt it will. Await outside of async. Oh yeah, I gotta async these all. Async, 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 async. Okay. Next. WebSocket interface, attempted relative import, no known parent package. Okay, well, let's just get rid of the relative because it is same level. Okay, no module named util. Okay, where am I doing a database import? Because I don't want that. The WebSocket interface importing the database one, but I don't think it uses that anywhere. No. Okay, let's get rid of that in both files. Overwrite. So git status, git commit, remove unused db reference or import. Git push. Okay. Now back to this. No, not git push. Run. Okay. Create app missing 4 arguments. Okay. IP port SRT. Yeah, I don't want any of that. Just leave that alone. And then what we're going to have happen here is args SRT. We also need to get rid of the self. Yeah, these don't take parameters. Right? Args plural, or is it arg? Not plural, it's args plural. Okay. Args SRT, SRT, get rid of that self. Args SRT, get rid of that self. Args SRT, get rid of that self. You know what? Maybe I should put the args up top just in case it matters. Okay. Great at missing one positional. Oh, self. Don't want. Okay, self is not defined. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Args. Get rid of that. Name sleep is not defined. I guess I never imported time. From time. Import sleep. Okay. And in theory, it's on port 5000 because I'm not setting a port internal server error. Okay. I'm not running two things, am I? Get 500. Why is that erroring? Oh, okay. No. Why is that erroring? Wait, render template. I F5. Okay, that works. That's annoying. When is sleep ever defined? Yeah. Why does this not work? I'm gonna guess the args part. Test. Yeah. Okay, that's fun. Guess I can just pass args into create app. Process web, create app. Boom. That all should solve it. F5. Beautiful. Okay. Now, test. Boom. Fail. Request coroutine object request JSON at okay, maybe I got a way to do that over there. But that's making progress. Okay. So we await render template. I don't await that, but there's a response. So maybe for this, I want to await the responses. For hold on. Request get JSON. Coroutine. Wait a minute, but that worked in this. What? That's weird. In at oh, it's the only one I didn't do it for. Oh my gosh. F5 test. Boom. Okay, got test. But get appears to not be working. Get any parts of the snowstorm in Arizona? No. Let me see if it wrote to the file successfully. Okay, it did. It's just not providing the... Okay, uncaught, error, JSON parse, unexpected error. Okay, but what does that look like then? In 500 internal server error. Okay, I'm guessing we have to await that. Wait. F5? No. Huh. Maybe we don't bother with fancy pants stuff at all. Nope. Okay. Diego, it never snows here. I mean, it, in theory, can snow, but it does not snow. No. No. Water does not exist. Yeah. It's not, we're not gonna get snow here. We will get hail, but we will not get snow. Hey, something in this is airing out. I'm not sure what it is. Because it's like wrapping it or something. Which is preferable if there's going to be like a serial device that disconnects or something. I don't want it to crash the whole thing, most likely. Not exactly sure what you're going for there, Pacheco. Data pan JSON dumps data. I don't understand what's going on here. Data. Value. There we go. Let's see if that works. Yes. Okay. So something... Not happy about this. Why? It's able to write to the SRT object, which tells me that it's not a problem with, because here is a new SRT line. Add. And if I go over to uncaught, yeah, that's fine. I go over to this. This is a new SRT line. It can write to it. So it's importing the object or the class correctly. Gotta head home, sort some stuff out. All right, see you later. And hello, Peter Mink. Press 13, get titles, title append. I'm gonna go pprint JSON or the data. Pprint data. Make sure there's nothing wonky going on with that. Yeah, that's working fine. Okay. Why? Why is this not working? Wait, I'm just returning a dictionary straight up right there. Do I not need this? This feels wrong, but like, that just a thing I can do? That's horrifying. Okay. There it is. Okay. That's it working with Quart as async whatever blah blah blah. Okay. So I have changed this line. Update. Boom. That worked. It mildly mangled it. Didn't realize it would do that. If I add a new line, what happens? Add. Reload. Yep, that broke it. Okay, that's good to know. So that new line at the end, kind of critical. Gonna have to figure out how to fix that, but that's in the SRT class, so that's different. So. Okay, hold on. Maybe you had beautiful snow. Oh, yeah. LTO shenanigans. Where are these at? I'm not sure what you're saying there. Because we're not doing tape drive stuff. Okay. So what's happening is it is adding a line end to the data that should not be there. That's getting put into these text fields. So I need to not have it do that and then always say with the line end. Ben's doing LTO. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm paying attention. Okay, so we split on that. Line and lines, if self-start is not none, line is not blank. Okay. So it's ID, time sequence, text. Okay. So we string. You open the file for line in, title equal plus line. If line is just a blank line end, then we call that a full thing. So I think the problem is with the to dictionary, which is being called here, or title to JSON. SRT get titles. Yeah, get titles. Turn self titles. Okay. All right, so that's append title string. Okay, so string, if string is not none, from string. Okay. Start. Okay, start is not none. And if line does not equal blank, text plus equal that. And then line end. Okay. Okay, so I'm always post pending a blank line. And I'm guessing toString is how I write it. So save, yeah, toString. And then a new line. Yeah, so I probably want to add a line end here. And then not add one on the last line right there. So YouTube chat delay is brutal. It is, yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. YouTube dictates how fast I can reload it. And yeah, it's very frustrating. Okay. From string, line and lines. Okay, so this is for a single title. Let me look this up. Python remove from end of string. Because I know regex, you could do the thing. URL minus, I guess I could just do that. So at the end of this title, self text equals self text minus 1. And then we add new line there. Okay. I'm going to manually fix this. Boom. Then I'm going to reload the software. Make sure I didn't save it. YouTube chat, have you seen Streamless? I don't know. This method establishes server streaming connection lets you receive live chat messages from chat. Low latency, most efficient way to consume live chat messages as it pushes messages to your clients as they're available rather than requiring you to pull updates. Well, I mean, that sounds a whole lot better. I can look into that later. Did it just use an actual friggin' tab? Why? It's automatically replacing the tab with spaces. Save, close. Because I bet once I reopen it, it'll be better. Let's see. Stream list. Yeah, I don't. Response. Yeah, I'll have to look into that more. Like, so there is a way of doing it. That's all I'm going to get out of that because I do not have no, we're not looking at that right now. It's just not. Okay. This F5. Okay, so these won't have the random line end now. Okay, if I look at this, nothing has changed. New line, boom. Go over to this, reload. That all looks good. We got 3 random ones here, but whatever. I'm editing this one to see blah 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 whatever. Edit, boom. Reload. Perfect. That's much better. Okay. That's a long SRT line. Okay. Now we can try to... I think we should save this. I'll commit this right now. because now we can start to make it WebSocket-y. That's what we do next. It's not actually importing anything from or using anything from the WebSocket interface. So I think I can just remove that from the code entirely. Yeah. Then I can add the SRT Pi in the base file, push that, and then we'll work on the WebSocket part. Okay. Git add srt.py, git add templates, git status. Okay. Untracked. We need to add the style. Git add HTTP static style. Git status. Okay, that's all good. Git commit -m switch to quart async. Git push. Okay. And now we can start to work on the WebSocket version. Okay. Now in this instance, we're just going to be able to do a broadcast. So we don't need to worry about a channel or subscription or anything. So yeah, that part's easy. All right. Custom WebSocket. It goes. I guess we don't actually make an instance of that. Yeah. Okay. And then I just do a broadcast like this. Okay. So I guess it never receives anything, actually, over WebSocket, because we're going to put all of the data through post requests, because I prefer that to make the API better. So I guess we don't even need the custom WebSocket handler at all. So just get rid of that. Okay. Then I'm going to grab the WebSocket one from here. Oop. Put that here. Pull that up. Do that. Okay. We don't need that. Okay, WSH, that's all good. Okay. So then, when we get an ad, what we will do is the broadcast. Oh, this is actually going to be a pain in the butt. How is this handled? Okay, these have IDs that match the time. Okay, that's workable. I assume there's a JavaScript file in here somewhere. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to need that in a moment. Oh, there's more in here than I thought. Ugh. Okay, so when we save, we're going to do a WebSocket broadcast. I guess the event is broadcast, so it'll be SRT add and then does that look like? I think I need an option to get latest and get by ID in this. Yeah. So we'll do start. I assume that's the start time matching. Yeah, actually, so let's grab this as our beginning point. Okay. Get start. Okay. So I get end Python get last element and list. Okay, -1 index. Get any ice or snow in the desert? I mean, like windshields can ice over when it's cold, but no, we're not gonna get snow. If start is none, return self titles. Boom. Okay. Else for blah and blah, if titles equal start, return blah. Okay. Update's gonna have to do something along those lines. For self-titled title equals start, text equals that. Yeah, that's easy enough. There's a pile of snow next to the gas station. It has not melted from 3 weeks ago. That's nuts. There's a pile of sunshine out there that's still just as bright, you know. Okay. So we're gonna do SRT. Let's go with data. Or you know what? Command add SRT dot get. Boom. That'll get the last one. All right. Okay, we send a WebSocket. All right, so now this is complicated. Data.js. Okay, so on page, we have to have the data.js in HTTP static. So something like, get rid of that one, bring this over here. You know what? I kind of like this idea. Source, blah, blah, file name, JS. All right. And then I can just copy data.js to here. All right. And then from update, I will be able to use the other stuff. So page does stuff here. Okay. Where is it? WebSocket, and then custom handler doodad. So we do this. So update. Go here. And then, yeah, we're just going to receive events. Okay. So if event broadcast, JS switch case. Switch on data, dot data, dot command, case add, and then the case update. And that would be it. Command not found. Command not found. Okay, for right now, we'll just do that. I didn't change anything at all, so it should work, and then we should just get a log of the WebSocket. Just be that. Okay, so let's restart this. Except it'll probably not work because I will have broken something. Blueprint. Yeah, that's fair. Start keynotes. It should just be app. App. Okay. So, back to here. F5. That works. Let's bring up the console. All right, so we should get a console output that says that we get a WebSocket data back. Add. Okay, that didn't work. Static update. Custom WebSocket. Did this connect at all? Yeah, you would think it would show that, but it's never shown it for me so far. Because, like, there was never WebSocket stuff that showed up here when I was doing the other demo. Let me watch the... Okay. Man, could this, like, stop updating for a second? Jeez. Maybe I'm going to reduce the update time. Hold on. Every 10 seconds there. All right. blah, blah, blah. Okay, data, none, event, open, text, blah, blah. Okay, wait, why did it not? Data, none, event, open. I don't think it's ever getting it back. Why? So it's seeing the new client be added. But then the client never. Oh, there we go. That printed. Okay, that works. That's good. That I don't know why it didn't show up at first, but there we go. All right, so now I could do code update function add. That's what I want. Okay. So we get text and then. Oh wait, no, that's a fetch. That's for sending it. Load update. Oh, it's not designed for this. Okay. We're going to kill this entirely. F5. Well, actually, I'm going to restart the software so it'll actually work. Control F5. Okay, so it runs it once. Now, if I add something, it never shows up. We do get the response back. So, let's break out some stuff. For title of data. Okay, so this is where I want to use the new title. Oh, I guess I already made some kind of holder thing. Back just in time to witness. That's okay. Ben. Okay, element. I guess I just do new title and then this. Okay, Ben. All right. Fair enough. Function add time. All right, and then just data. Okay, if times includes no, I just want this to be just straight up. Times I assume is some kind of global? Yeah. Times push, title start, new title. And then yeah, that's fine. Okay. Add time data. Yeah, I understand, Ben. Yeah, yeah. All right, so we're gonna call add time here. I believe, can just do this and then add time data SRT. Data SRT, right? SRT notes, SRT, SRT get. Okay, I think that'll do it. Kill this. Control F5. Okay, well, it didn't like that. Uncommon promise title not found. Okay. Push title. Okay, what did I mess up? Const title of data. Sure. Yeah. Okay. That was not fine. Push title. Oh, that should be data. Or you know what? Just title. Whatever. Just meh. Control F5. Okay, that worked now. Test. Sure. And then undefined. Okay. How about we console print this? Control F5. Meh. Okay. Title object. T.title object. Well, what does that look like? Wait, that's not. It's from this. Okay, hold on. Sure, to JSON, whatever. SRT get. Actually, shouldn't it be this? F5 test. There we go. Time is undefined. So that's okay. Oh no, we get last. Wait a minute, get. And then it's to JSON. Yeah. Okay, and then I think that'll work. Dot get dot to JSON. F5. Blah, blah, blah. Boom. There we go. Okay. You know, weirdly, it just occurred to me. Oh no, updates do need to be sent. I was gonna say I don't need to send
67
updates, but I do
raiders
need
from
to send updates if I
P2G
want it
have
to
joined.
go across
End of
clients.
line.
Okay, so for giggles, if I connect my phone to this, T2SDE and Raiders, hello and welcome. I am currently applying the code that I've been working on that merges Python and WebSockets and SQL and stuff to one of my projects. Allows me to create SRT titles in real time. That allows me to have markers in my video editing software for a very long project. So what I'm about to try and do is test adding a title from my phone, and in theory here, there we go. It shows up on this, and that was done as a WebSocket request instead of JSON polling, which is far more efficient and instant, which is pretty cool. So the next thing I need to do is implement updating. that way instead of using JSON polling that way. Because right now, if I try to update something on my phone, it won't update there or update there and then on my phone. So, but yeah, that works. That's pretty nice. Okay. Let's figure out the updating. Okay, if we do update, command update. Let's see, get, I think we'll want to get by data start. Right? And then that works. Get start, yeah. Okay, and then update. We will want to find the object, and then, you know what? This is probably going to be really easy. Hold on. Add time. We don't, oh, no, we don't want to call this, actually. Yeah, because that would play the audio file. So we're going to have to make a separate update function. Yeah. Okay. So, update. Let's just make this title before I forget. Update title. Add title. Update title, or add title there. Okay. So we're gonna have to get element by ID, title ID. Yeah, this. Because over here, inspector, if we go through the titles, we can see that the ID is the time. So we're gonna get element by ID, title, start. And then this will be var title element. All right. And then we're going to generate a new title based on this title data. And then just title element, enter. You know what? I think I could just do that, right? Title element equals this. Just replace it. I think that's valid. Not 100% sure about that, but let's find out. Okay. F5. Let me F5 over here, kind of. Test. Update. You know what would help? Wait, post error. Uh-oh. Why did it error 500? Let's go back to this. And then I'm going to have to do a thing here. Update time. Update. Plus. Add. Okay. Yes, in the update thing here, it failed. Okay, hold on. I think where is it? No, it's this. Update. Okay. Await, broadcast, update, start to JSON, data, start, title, SRT date time. Oh, I probably just want that. No, I don't. I do want this. So why did that not work? Get start is none. Okay. For I in range, if it's not none, go through all the titles. Title start equals start, then return that title. Run this one more time. See what happens. F5. That did actually update. Okay. New data. Update. Um... Update. Async broadcast. It's like this isn't being called. But then the post still fails. Command update. Okay, one problem with this is that it's not outputting errors for some reason. Because I don't know what's going wrong here. No errors, good shit. Yeah. It's no errors, but it no works either. Okay. F5. Added client. 5 over here. Also added client, I think. Okay. And then blah, 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 blah. Update. Then response, internal server, error. I need that magic try catch where it actually prints error stuff. Try. Yeah. Python, except print error. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Multiple exception types must be invalid syntax. Great. Oh, as blah. I thought there was like a rep or something kind of command, like actually REPRE or something that you're supposed to do, not just print E. F5. Okay. None type has no attribute to JSON. Okay. All right. SRT, return title. So it's not matching. So let's do print F and see what we're getting. Why are they stored as date time? Okay. So there's the problem. So start, I guess. All right. Now, just gonna F5. F5 over here. Edited from phone. Go. Well, I didn't edit it over there. It's not sending an exception either, though. Socket broadcast update. Console log update. It's not logging the update. You know, I'm just going to control F5 over here. S2 update. There we go. Then go back. All right. Let's find out how thing go bad. Uh, update. Okay. So data, time, SRT. That all looks good. All right. Let's go into update. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why did that just like instantly fail? Update time. Update title. Idiot. Update title. Okay. Now I think it'll work. Okay. Refresh. Control F5. F5 over here. Okay. New. Add. Shows up. Did not show up over here though. That's annoying, but whatever. Edit. Just make sure. Yep. Okay. Go. Did not actually edit it though. Edit 2. Okay. I don't know why it's not going into the edit function. Update JS function, update title. Let me break there. Edit more. Okay. Maybe you can't just directly replace a thing. Null. Oh. Okay. Inspector. Titles. Form dash. Why are they done like that? I guess fine. Get element by ID. Form dash title plus boom. F5, refresh, control F5, attempt to fully refresh over here, but I don't feel like the phone actually does a big old full refresh. Okay. So, new, boom, and it's still not showing up over here, which is bugging me, but whatever. And then edit, boom, okay. Next. Now it has it. Okay. And it did not work. Okay. Oh, I need T element. Like, this. Control F5. Okay. It's not going to work from over here, but blah, 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 blah. Update. Go. That still didn't work. Can you just not do this way? Update. Title. Wait a minute. Is this a button? Not the text thing? Hold on a moment. Form. Oh, I want text. Ew. Okay. So we probably just want to set text area value to text. Okay, hold on. Text dot value equal title text. That's probably the easiest way to do this. All right. Control F5. Blah. There we go. Now, if only I could get it to work on my phone where it can update as well, but it doesn't want to. I think. Oh, I don't know what its deal is. Yeah. Sounds like the phone web browser is not supporting WebSockets. I'm going to try opening it in a different browser on my phone and see what that does. Boom. Okay. So, new. Still doesn't show up on my phone. That's super weird. Why? Okay, let's just try multiple clients here. Duplicate tab. Test. What? Changed. That worked. Again, it doesn't update on my phone. Do phones not do WebSockets? Nothing that's like hard coded over here, is there? I don't think there will be. Wait a minute. I think it is hard coded. It's hard coded right here. JS get path. So maybe this. Was being rated in. Oh, other channels do you like? Oh, I'm glad. We're going to be wrapping up here in about 10 minutes. But yeah. Does it need all of this? Or does that work? Let's find out. Control F5. Add. Yeah, okay. Bleh. Okay, well, that didn't work for the phone. What happens if I use 192.168.0.100? Well, it's all tiny for one. Why are the style sheets different? Oh, I bet my dark reader extensions. Yeah, okay. Test. Okay. Nah. Yeah. Okay, the phone just hates me. I've determined it. It says, I don't like you. I don't want to work. Just go away.
Rich Files subscribed at Tier 1. They've subscribed for 13
shows
months,
up.
currently on an 11-month streak, and says, does it need all of this? Yeah, that's
And
about my level of understanding here.
End of line.
Rich Files, thank you for the Tier 1 sub and for 13 months. I appreciate that. Maybe incognito. I can try something like that. Actually, I should have thought about that. I have Firefox Focus installed on here exactly for that kind of reason, so that I can test stuff like this cashless. I don't know why I didn't think about that. That works. Yep. So, edit. Boom. Yep. I don't know why I didn't think about that. So, new. So if I do thing, hit enter, boom, I mean, you can barely tell it shows up there. Here, just, I can't zoom in because someone said it to not be zoomable. But I'll do this. This is a long message. Blah, 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 blah. All right. So that first one there will update. Boom. There we go. So now it's working. Yeah, the phone has just cached all the stuff that it shouldn't. Okay. So that's WebSocket based now. No more Java polling. Now it does use, or JavaScript polling. It does use JSON polling for the initial load, which I'm okay with. It's not my favorite, but I could optimize that away by using the Flask stuff to populate the template from the file directly, and I will probably do that later. But for right now, that's now working using WebSockets instead, which is much better. I'm really happy about that. So I'm going to go ahead and kill this and then commit the changes. Okay, git status, git add WebSocket, git add HTTP static data, git commit. Actually, now using WebSockets to send updates. Git push. Boom. Okay. Missed a breakthrough? Don't worry. It was just use the different web browser that doesn't cache data. Oh, also, there was some minor thing where it was just like, don't be an idiot. So, but yeah, it works now. So that's the SRT notes thing now using WebSockets. I'll be able to, oh man, pare that script thing down a lot once I get rid of the JSON stuff. We'll be able to make all of that go away, basically. Although I'm gonna have to convert a lot of it into other stuff. But yeah, so that's pretty good. I do think it is time to wrap this up, though. There's definitely no time to accomplish any other goals here. But we did pretty well. So we have subscription events that can be set up and triggered. So we demonstrated that with the chat channels. And I've implemented WebSockets into one of my actual I use this applications in a way that is now beneficial because it will directly update all of the clients without just requiring polling. So it's faster, better, easier, just way simpler. Like, just look at this. These update functions are so much quicker than bleh. Plus, crazy thing, I'll be able to do stuff like select text and then it just stays there. So, I do need to implement remove because I can delete these as well in case I mess something up. So yeah, I'll have to add that later. But that's going to be it for now. So let me go ahead and run the outro. Ben, if you were going to stream, now is your warning. So, yeah. All right. Well, that'll be it for today. I am pretty happy with the progress we made. It worked out well. I'm happy. So, yeah, I don't have you as an option to raid, man. But yeah, I'm really glad with how this turned out, and I'm happy to have that demo now. I'm gonna start messing around with probably implementing it in a few of my projects, and then go back and add more to that demo as I work on it, because it's gonna be best to keep updating my knowledge base for how to work with it. So yeah, but that's it for now. Whatever we do next weekend is probably not going to be this, so you can look forward to that. And we got... I'm still not seeing that. One moment. Oh man, I look forward to my stream chat being fixed. I'm still not seeing Ben. I may not be able to raid him. Hold on, I'm gonna refresh page here. Try this one last time. There we go. Boom, there you go. All right, we're gonna raid Ben. If you enjoyed this stream, you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon. But for now, that's it, and I will see you next time. And finish.